Hey, I'm going to go to 18.
Right.
Daniel 3 and 18.
Right.
But if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods.
See that? And yo, what just came up here doing? Serving another God. First of all, the one was completely garbed. The other one
Right.
had on men's attire
Exactly.
with her haircut.
Right.
So how does that make any sense?
Right.
Why would I even consider what you're saying?
Yeah. You're not serious.
You know?
She wasn't
consider?
serious.
That's right. It's a bunch of bullshit, man. What you got it, bro?
No. It said, but if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods,
Right.
nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
That's right.
Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Because at first he was kind of cool because he had set him up with a nice little office.
Right.
Y'all saying, yo, you got this. I'm going to set you providence over this. I'm going to set you up over this providence. You a top dog, official. Y'all saying? But, yo, the Lord did all that.
Hey, and just to land back off what you're pointing, and because of his pride, hey, you know when you go into your supervisor's office, right?
Yep.
And after he gives you a stern talk, he expects you to do whatever he say. You know what I'm saying?
Don't let me have to talk to you about this again.
Right. Right. So that's what King Nebuchadnezzar thought. Hey, they didn't do what? Or they not doing what?
Yep.
Bring him in. I'm talking with him.
Yep.
And I'm going to convince. Basically, he thinks he's going to convince them, right? That was his expectation.
That's right.
Is that they're going to be convinced through his words and his power that they're going to follow his decree, because he had a face-to-face conversation with them.
And yo, that just to land back off real fast, brother, Salakia, but they did that to all the prophets.
John.
Remember they did that to Peter, and I believe it was John. When they threw him in jail, told him they gave him. It was in the book of Acts. When they told him, they said we gave him a harsh, basically a harsh talking to, not to teach in that name.
Right. Right.
They speak harsh to you, and they expect you not to do it again.
Right.
That's a warning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And that's the pride. Okay. It says, then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
See that? Now there go that 7 again. That's the completion. Now that's also showing you that's the completion, and it's showing you that they heated the furnace in front of them. So they like, yo, we really don't want to do this because you kind of cool because you got my kingdom running right. You gotta run it smooth. I don't want to lose you, but I gotta do this in front of everybody.
Right.
To make an example. While they heating it, they still looking at it like, oh,
right.
Fuck. Turn it up.
Hey, and if you caught it, what they were saying was, even if our power doesn't save us, guess what? We'd rather die than serve your God.
Faithful to death.
What's up, babe?
What's up, bro? How you feel? Right on.
I'm mad. I'm fucked with
you. Yeah, I know. Been around a while, a long time, brother. Yeah, bro.
Verse 20, and he commanded the most mighty men that were in his army to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the burning fiery furnace.
Yeah, and that's showing you that that's what they want to do to you. The strongest, to show you, yo, I'm stronger than them.
Right.
This is my power. But yo, they're not got man.
Hey, and that way when they binded them too, they know those ropes or whatever they binded them with was on tight.
Yo, just like what they did to Samson.
Huh.
Right? That's why, they got, they niggas know, man. They know the stories of who our people are. And they, in every instance, in every rulership, they always try to get the strongest and destroy us, man.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's the Lord allowing that to happen.
Right.
Because the real strongest is the ones that strong appear.
And that's why, actually, they fear us.
That's right.
They have a fear of us.
That's right. Yep.
In every sense of the word, fear.
That's right, bro.
They fear us.
That's right. That's right, bro. Got it.
21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
They do they shit in there, man. Fuck out of here. They
Yeah.
disrespect. You know, and that's the same treatment that you have to expect now.
John,
The
expected.
time that we in right now, that's the same treatment, and you better be ready for it. That's why you do it now. You pray, fast, talk to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim Arachapadash every day, man. But that's the only one that can save you, man. We can't save you.
John,
We can't even save ourselves. Man.
John.
All we do is just pass information on and tell the truth. Be charitable amongst each other. You know?
John.
Charity covers a multitude of sins, man. You know? We all sinners. We're in sin, man. Even these brothers was in sin. But look how the Lord lifted them up, man. You got it,
And I say this again, I said this last week.
Right.
The truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth.
That's right.
And you
Fact.
can't stand the truth because you know that it will put us back to our power source.
That's right. That's right.
Verse 22.
Which we're about to read about.
John. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
See the strongest ones.
Woo!
The strongest ones that bound them up and taking them to deliver them to the fire, which the fire is a purging. That's a badass element of the
To
fire.
cleanse, yeah, to cleanse.
That's a cleansing, right? And guess what the Lord's coming to do to this place? You're going to have men that's not going to partake of that fire, man. You know?
Hey, there's also what's bad is, hey, the men that was actually going to throw them in there, they got burnt up. That's what happens when you try to touch the apple of his eye.
That's right.
And that's what's happening to you people right now.
That's right. They getting burned up spiritually. And it's physically it's going to happen.
Con.
You know?
And in the spirit, it's happening right now
That's right,
to the men that try to trip us up.
That's right. Yep.
I'm sure some of you been in the accidents.
Yeah, God.
All that surveillance. I'm sure some of you.
God.
Now you off to the side of the road. I see you off to the side of the road. Because as soon as I pass, it makes no sense. Every 5 miles I drive, somebody on the side of the goddamn road. And as soon as I pass, look in the rearview mirror, they coming out. As soon as I pass. Come on, man. Y'all not tricking nobody.
God.
Or you on the other side of the road, and as soon as I pass, you pull off.
That's right.
Because you know my direction of where I'm going, right? Or how I go to work and come to Philly. Yeah, you. So guess what? I'm gonna switch some shit up on you. I'm gonna go all around. I'm just gonna start taking y'all niggas on trips.
Guess what? They playing with this fire right here.
Right.
Go ahead, brother. I
says-
got a banger right after that.
It says,
Holding on to it.
then, and these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
They threw them in there. Even and yo, I don't think it mentions it right here, but I know it does mention it. They cranked the fire up so hot that the ones that was cranking it up, they the ones that got burned.
Yeah, that's what you just talking about. Yeah, we
and
just
they
brought that out.
threw them, but they threw them in there, right?
Right.
They fell down. What did it say? We got to get on the side.
Right. It says, therefore, because the king's command was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And these three men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery
It
furnace.
said fell down, bound into the midst of the fiery furnace. But people right now, they can't believe that, man, because they haven't seen those things happen. So
Right.
they like, oh, a fire. I know people that got burnt up in it. But was they serving the Lord? Man? This is everything that's written 4 times for I learn and I understand. There's nothing impossible when you have Bashim outside. Bashim Arachapadash. And it's written to and fro throughout the whole scriptures.
Yeah.
You know? You got it, brother.
It says, then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonied and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God.
Because that was Yahweh Shah. Yo, wherever he said, if you were in hell, matter of fact,
Hey man, that's hey, if that's not a faith booster, I don't know what is.
Yo, cut.
If you think that this man can mess with the true power, the true and the only true and living power, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hey, you're a fool if you're worried about what this man can do to you based on the true and living power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. It could do nothing.
That's right. That's right. Yo, this is Psalms 139 and verse 8. All right, it says Psalms chapter 139 verse 8. It says, "If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. If I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there. If I take the wings of the morning and dwell in the uttermost parts of the sea, even there shall thy hand lead me, and thy right hand shall hold me." And that's what was holding, right? Because with Yahweh Shai, he's the right hand.
Okay.
Why? Because he sits on the right hand side of the Father. All right. It says, if I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, even the night shall be the light. Salaki. Even the night shall be light about me. Yeah, the darkness hideth not from thee, but the night shineth as the day. The darkness and the light are both alike to thee. So, the Lord, how could you can't hide nothing from him, man?
John.
You know, he created all things. So he's like, oh, I made this. So he knows the ins and outs of it. Basically. It says, For thou hast possessed my reins, thou hast covered me in my mother's womb. All right, so let's get the word reins, right? And it goes, the word reins, it says kalaya, right? Which is how it says kidneys, a physical organ of seat of emotion and affection. All right, of seat of emotion and affection is a sacrificial animal. All right, so he covered us like we're like a sacrificial animal, you know. But now the back of what the brother's reading, I just want to read this real fast because when they got thrown into that furnace and they was bound up, they was bound before they got thrown in. The what was it? The men that threw them in there, they got burnt up, right? But this is the song of the three holy children, because they was praying. They never gave up their faith. It says, and they walked in the midst of the fire, praising the Most High, and blessing Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Now these are their real names. Then Azarias stood up, which is Sarai, Meshach, and Abednego. That's one of them. Azarias stood up and prayed in this manner while he's in the fire. He's in the effing fire.
Call Elohim Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Rakadash.
So he ain't lose his faith. In
Yeah.
the midst of a fire, he got up. And this is what it says. It says, then Azarias stood up and prayed on this manner, and opening his mouth in the midst of the fire said, blessed art thou, O Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, power of our fathers. Thy name is worthy to be praised and glorified forevermore. So, no matter what, you're supposed to pray to the Most High, man. I'm talking to you Israelites, man. Start with the elect, because they're the only ones that's going to do it, man. That's true faith right there. It says, but thou art righteous in all things that thou hast done to us. And they were stoned. They're in the fucking fire. And he said, you're righteous in all things that you've done to us, because they knew there was nothing but sinners. You know? It says, for thou art righteous in all things that thou hast done to us. Yeah, true are all thy works. Thy ways are right, and all thy judgments truth. And all the things that thou hast brought upon us, and upon the holy city of our fathers, even Jerusalem, thou hast executed true judgment. For according to truth and judgment didst thou bring all these things upon us because of our sins.
Hey,
So there you go, man. That's a righteous man. Because first and foremost, you gotta understand that you're a sinner. You gotta understand the reason why all these things is coming upon you. And this man, out of three, he's in the fire.
God.
Literally.
Hmm.
Literally cast into the fire, man. And he's still praying.
That's faith.
How many of you niggas can do that now, man? You know?
Not too many.
Right. All about, yo, one little hiccup or schism, yo ass, you better pop out the truth.
Right.
Or listen to this or listen to that, man.
Right.
The Lord is not dealing with those things, man. And that's why, yo, a lot of, man, listen, the truth, what it say? You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free, man.
God.
And guess what? Because he acknowledged his sins, I'm going to read a little bit more. I'm going to go down to verse 12. I'm going to read all the way down. But for that, yo, he was delivered. They was delivered. All right? Verse 6, it says, for we have sinned and committed iniquity, departing from thee. And that's what we're saying right now, man. Lord, this is why we like this. We sinned against you. And really, they know that they sinned before, but they was upholding their power. They wasn't bowing down to that other God. Yeah, they committed sins, but they did not bow down to that God. They rather face death than to bow down to that God. It says, in all things have we and if I'm going to go back to 6, it says, for we have sinned and committed iniquity from departing from thee. In all things have we trespassed and not obeyed thy commandments, nor kept them, neither done as thou hast commanded us, that it might go well with us. Come on, man. That's showing accountability. You got some men out here, they think that they don't sin at all, man. You know? I'm holy, I'm this, I'm that. Yeah, God got me. That's that Christian mindset. You know? It says, wherefore it says, wherefore all that thou hast brought upon us, and everything that thou hast done to us, thou hast done in true judgment.
Mm.
That's putting on your big man drawers right there.
Girding up those thy loins.
That's right.
Right?
As a matter of fact, you want to grab that, brother.
God.
You know, you got to gird up your loins and men. Because what they was throwing into a furnace, come on, man. You throw it into a furnace, and all the niggas, they putting on panties. What you say? I do this. You know? But it says, and thou didst deliver us into the hands of lawless enemies. Sounds like right now. We in the hands. We in the hands of lawless enemies. Going back into what? Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, starting at the 16th verse, going on down. It's the curses. You know? But it says, most hateful forsakers of the Most High, and to us and to an unjust king. Are we not in the hands of an unjust king now, Joe Biden? It says, and the most wicked in all the world. God damn. The most wicked in all the world. So that's talking about the world back then. Their world that they know. Right? It says, and now we cannot open our mouths. We are become ashamed and reproach to thy servants and to them that worship thee. God damn, brother. That's heavy because that's how we look to our own. With them niggas. We're shameful looking to them, man. You know? We look weird to them.
Right.
We look like some fucking assholes. Well, in all actuality, we're just doing the right thing, man. We're out here telling the truth. We're speaking to you.
Hey,
Telling
we're
you your
glorifying,
heritage.
magnifying the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua.
That's right. We're
Whether you
telling
like it, believe it, understand it or not, we're
That's
going to
right.
continue to do it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. It says, I'm going to read verse 10 again. It says, and now we cannot open our mouths. We are become ashamed and reproach to thy servants and to them that worship thee. Yet deliver us not up wholly for thy name's sake, neither disannul thou thy covenants. He's in the fire saying this. Mind you, yo, that's why Yahweh Shah came. He's in the fire saying it. Like, you see how, yo, these niggas burnt up that was supposed to put him in there. But then, man, let's go. It says, for the covenant, and who was the covenant given to? To us. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Jacob's name was turned into Israel, Yasharal. Yaiquab to Yasharal. But Yaiquab is he's the supplanter. Yasharala, he is the prince of the power. Who's the power? The Most High Yahweh. The power of all the universe. That's who our people are, but hey, man, if you don't want to listen, it's on you.
It's on you.
It says, verse 12, and it says, and cause not thy mercy to depart from us for thy beloved Abraham's sake, for thy servant Isaac's sake, and for thy holy Israel's sake. Come on, man. Come on, man. We just mentioned that. That's the spirit. All right. So he made reference to what? Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because those who the promises were given to. You know? And that's why he came in the midst of that fire. And the church is trying to tell you, oh yeah, Lord, in your fire, it's just going on in your life. No, they was actually in the fucking fire, man. Flames and all that. No? Let's finish that.
Right, men ain't dying in your life.
That's right.
For something, right? This is real fire. 26, then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High Power.
See, what we was just reading the prayer,
Yeah.
as Avara was saying, man.
The fire.
Well, there you go. Gonna shut us up. They like, yo, you saying too much, nigga.
And there go the fire department as we speak.
That's right. That's right.
The fire.
That's right.
Hey, it says, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire.
Now you have to call him out. Now, but guess who was in there? The King of Kings, man. The Lord of Lords, and you just a small king. Now you had to come to a fire that your ass couldn't even get in, even though you threw him in there.
Yeah.
That's how bad the Lord is, man. You know, you got it, bro.
Hey, and it says, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
So it didn't even smell like fire. No, they wasn't burnt. They was like, just like me and his brothers standing there, they came out so fresh and so clean.
Right,
you know?
right.
Fire smelling like the oil they had on. You know Israel like throw it on. You know, but none of that touched it.
Didn't touch a thing on them. This said
So
not a hair.
Ultimately, what does that prove? That the king has no power.
Gone.
You know, the king of this earth has no power. You got to know that in your mind. The only reason why this king has power because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Harachak Wadash gave it to you.
Yeah, set him up. Just like you set Nebuchadnezzar up, right? But ultimately, it's following the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, not the king or any other man outside of Israel. Verse 28, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's words and yielded their bodies that they may not serve nor worship any god except their own power.
That it changed the
Damn.
king's words. See that? Because the king, I'm bound by my word. This, that. You know. But it said he started praising our power.
Right.
Man.
Hey,
The same way that they're going to do it right again.
hey, he about to say it even louder.
That's right.
Hey, therefore, and this is Nebuchadnezzar, he says, therefore, I make a decree that every people,
Yup.
nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and
He
their
said-
houses.
He said, I can't burn them because they ain't get burned. I'm cutting y'all niggas.
Right. And their houses shall be made a dunghill,
Damn.
because there is no other power that can deliver after this sort. Then the
Man.
king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon.
See that? We about to get our promotion. Check it out. This is Daniel chapter 4. Ended on this. And we're going to start at verse 17. This is the book of Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. Matter of fact, let's go to 16. It says, let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this out, because it's like, Nebuchadnezzar's heart was turned into a beast, basically. In that instance, because he was thinking like an animal. I'm just, you don't want to listen to me, I'm killing you. He wasn't thinking rational, right? It says, let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him. This manner is by the decree of the watchers, and demanded by the word of the holy ones, to inherit that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men,
Man.
and giveth it to whomever so he will, and setteth up over it the beast of the basis, Salaki, the basis of men, man. And that's what the Lord does. Check it out. It says, this dream I, Nebuchadnezzar, have seen. Now thou, O Belshazzar, declare the interpretation, therefore forsake much as all the wise men of my kingdom are not able to make known unto me the interpretation, but thou art able, but Belshazzar was dead. All right, it says, but thou art able, for the spirit of the holy gods is in thee. All right, but my point is, the Lord rules in the kingdom of men, and that's why that Nebuchadnezzar he worshipped Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shah. He said, the God of the Jews. The Israelites, that's the only God.
All right. That's a true and living power.
Exactly.
Only true and living
the
power.
same thing is going to happen again right here on earth. They already know it.
God.
But they don't want us to know it. Now we know it. Now once we put our faith in it, the Lord comes, man, listen, you fucked
All
up.
she
man.
wrote.
You fucked up.
That's all she wrote.
And Belteshazzar, just to bring it back again, Belteshazzar was Daniel's Babylonian name.
God.
No, that's Daniel. Belteshazzar is Daniel. All right, just like we have a Babylonian name, we have an American name,
God.
but we have Hebrew names as well.
God.
That goes back to us. So Lord's willing, this camp is edifying. You got something out of it, man. Just keep the faith, man. But the Yahweh Shah is about to return, man.
John.
Everything's in all hell is about to break loose. So with that, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem, Rakar Kadash.
Double honors to the apostle and elders of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect. Until next week, Wafa Baba Ball.
Watha Baba Ball. Kwam Yasha.